definitely, if it's the right set and the right DJ, a lot of dancing, hopefully. And then there's also simultaneously a lot of whispers about where the afters are. So I went to a really fun afters the other week at this place called Spanky's in LA. And it was such a vibe. It definitely was like, the thing that I hate about afters is that they do generally cost money to get in. And I'm not really used to paying a lot of money to get into like clubs and bars and stuff. So it'll either be like $20 a head or $40 a head, and then you got to buy drinks. And it's usually somewhere super low key. But yeah, I would say I had the most fun at Spanky. So I'm from the East Coast. I'm from Virginia. And this is a great question in terms of like, what's the difference between a party crowd, East Coast versus West Coast? I actually went back home to my hometown earlier this year and played a DJ set. And it actually surprisingly went much better than I thought it was going to go. It was at a party where most of the DJs, actually all the DJs were men, and they all played hip hop and trap, right? And that's not really what I play. So I definitely like stood out and stuck out like a sore thumb. My vibe is generally pretty open format. I love to keep an eclectic set going. So hip hop, R&B, world music. Specifically, I'm a piano, Afro beats, reggaeton, and R&B. So when I played reggaeton in Richmond, Virginia, the crowd stopped dancing. It was Bad Bunny too. And I was like, oh wow, like y'all aren't fucking with this. Like usually in LA, the Bad Bunny would go up, and it did not go up at home. So I was like, okay, noted. Fair, fine, I get it. Like they kept it honest, and I was like, all right, moving on to the next track. So that was the difference between the two crowds, but they were both super fun. So I have to give all credit to my friend Claudia. I went to her birthday maybe, I guess, I was at her birthday early 2022, and I was just getting into DJing. And when I say just getting into it, like just had gotten the controller, just like was on YouTube figuring out how to beat match, all of these things. And when I came to her birthday party, I had on this little like pleated skirt and a cute little outfit because I keep it sporty too. And she was like, oh my gosh, like your DJ name should be Mini Skrrt. She was like, but you just spell it like Skrrt. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I should, because I do have a very robust Mini Skrrt collection. I'm also mini, like I'm 5'1", so I feel like it kind of goes with my overall aesthetic of being small. And then skirt, you know, just like skirting on a beat. You feel me? It's tough in LA. It's not cheap, you know, drinks. Honestly, even when I'm out, I'm like, wow, drinks are really like the standard has become about $18 to $20 a drink. And I'm just like, this is a thing, you know? And so it's funny because as I've gotten older, I've stopped pre-gaming as much because I'm like, oh, I can afford to drink out. Like, let me just drink out and not do the most. But now I'm like circling back to the pre-game, you know, like, let me just like get a little lit before, you know, just like low key, nothing crazy, but it does help me to manage my money while out. And also I've just gotten better at having fun without vices. Like that's actually been one of my goals, and actually something that I'm working towards is like being able to DJ completely sober and like staying out of my head and being able to succeed in that way. So I would say like try partying like not super fucked up. I would say that the biggest misconceptions about female DJs is that we know how to play music, but we're not great technically. And I think that that's something that I actually really, it's a priority for me to like to learn the tech side, like the back of my hand, because I want to make sure that if something goes awry or if something figures it out, that I can troubleshoot and I don't have to like look at my boyfriend who's also a DJ. And he's like a tech guy, so he's really good at that. But like he's been exercising, like not jumping in if I'm having issues. And I've been like, wait, don't help me. Like, let me just like make sure I can figure it out. So I think that that's the biggest misconception, is that women do not care about the tech side. And I think that we do. And you just have to like be patient and give us a chance. And we have to make sure we're challenging ourselves along the way. In terms of the influencer to DJ pipeline, I think we saw a lot of that ramping up in the pandemic. There are a lot of influencers or, content creators who focus on lifestyle, who focus on beauty, who focus on fashion, who have made their way into the DJ side of things. And because they have a following, myself included, we do, get opportunities probably a bit easier than someone who doesn't have, a robust following on social media. Now, I will say there are some influencers who have gone the DJ route who are kind of just like, well, this is like a safe next step for me. Like, it's easy. Like, I like music, so let me just like go press some buttons at a party. And then there are other influencers who are taking the DJ route who like really take it seriously and like really, really love the craft and are like super passionate. And I see a lot of those individuals as well. So I do think that like we shouldn't be blanketed. Like, two things can be true, and it's important to really give people a chance to show that they really care about a craft and that they are putting in the work. Take those classes, like, play with your friends on the weekends. Make sure you're getting that practice in so that you get that respect that you deserve. I did DJ the Netflix's Love is Blind reunion, and that was so exciting for me because I'm such a fan, and I love that they chose a DJ who was a fan of the show as well, because, I was able to like keep up conversation with other staff about like, cast members and where are they now, and if we thought like what couples we thought would make it and which ones we didn't think would make it. It was a really, really fun experience. I'm not sure if you remember this, but it was supposed to be a live reunion, a live streamed reunion on Netflix, and it didn't work. The delay with everything kind of changed the vibes. Like, people were kind of ready to go earlier than I would have hoped that they were ready to go after, for the after party portion. But I will say, once the after party started, I started playing my music. I kind of stuck with my vibe, open format, R&B, hip hop. I do love the 2000s, so there was a lot of that in there. And I would say the person that was dancing the most was Kwame. By himself too. So I would say it's pretty interesting being in a relationship with someone else that's a DJ. He is actually, like, he is a musician. Like, he knows keys and notes and all these things. And he had never really DJ'd until he bought me a controller for the first time last year. But he got on, and like when we have a huge, friend group full of DJs. So we all like will hop on the decks like at each other's birthday parties or things like that. It's always generally open decks at every birthday party, which is really fun. But he would get on and people would be like, wait, you've never like really DJ'd before? Like, they'd be like, wait. And he doesn't have to practice. That's what I don't like. It's not about a competition thing. I just think it's unfair that I'm practicing Monday through Friday, morning till night for one gig, and he can literally like pull songs together in a crate that he wants to play and then just go do it and kill it. Like, he's very, very good, and I am not at that level yet, but yeah, I am jealous of that part.